What up, it's your man Bad News, Mr. 1985. We are Disciples of the Boom Bap. What up, everybody out there? We got a very special guest tonight, waiting for my man to come on and join with me by the name of Unlearn the World. Very dope MC, very dope MC. How's everybody doing out there? You know, get this thing popping. And again, thanks everybody for joining in advance. Whoever's going to join tonight is greatly appreciated. Y'all hear that Slum Village in the back, you know? My man, what's the deal? Send me a request or you want me to send you one? I'll send you one. All right, man, he right on point. Right on point. Bernie, what up? I just accepted your request, my man. Hopefully this joint don't act stupid and get you on here. Is it letting you on? It says request, but not letting me on. All right, I'm gonna send you one. Cancel yours, and I'm gonna send you one. My man, there we go.
There we go.
What's the deal?
Chilling, brother. How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for joining me tonight, man. I appreciate you for getting on Disciples of the Boom Bap podcast. I appreciate it.
Indeed. Happy to be here.
Hey, man, that's what's up. So, let's just jump right into it. Tell the people where you from, how long you been doing this thing, and what got you into this hip hop thing? Cause you a real hip hop advocate. I can see on your page, like
yeah.
yeah.
Nah, absolutely. For those who don't know, Unlearn the World, MC, producer, originally from Washington Heights, Uptown, New York City.
Okay.
Always repping. Right now based in the Bay Area. Shout out Oakland, shout out San Francisco, all the things. But yeah, man, I'm a student of what we call the culture.
Yeah.
Like true student of the culture. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
grew up golden era hip hop, like, you know what I'm saying? The Nas's, the Biggies, the J's, you already know the vibes.
Yeah.
Was doing touring and all of that in the early 2000s. Groups like Dead Prez, people like Killer Mike, people like Big Daddy Kane, Boot Camp Click, Lyricist Lounge, you know what I'm saying? Underground New York hip hop.
Yeah.
Anybody who was spitting in the parks in Washington Square Park, doing Lyricist Lounge, doing New Eurekan Poets Cafe. That was my mix. And then, you know, the older I got, the more I was trying to get into the industry. So I was trying to go to do internships, Loud Records, Bad Boy.
That's what's up. Hey, what up? Thank you for joining.
Classic record labels.
Yeah, listen. I went past your page and I seen your passion. I'm an MC as well. I'm passionate about this thing. Indeed. So I went and listened to your new project, which we're going to jump into. Your project that you got on Spotify, we're going to jump into that.
Yes, sir.
Your passion is like unmatched, man. You a real one. You really do this thing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's some people that say they do this thing, but you really do this thing. You really rep this thing. You know what I'm saying? So one time for you, man. Like I want on this show, it's called Disciples of the Boom Bap. We represent the real MCs, and that's what you are, man. My hat goes off to you because there ain't too many of us left, man. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I appreciate that. That means a lot to me.
Yeah, no doubt.
You gotta care. Like we gotta care.
Yeah, listen. If we don't, ain't nobody else going to do it. You feel what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like what's up? So, how long have you been rhyming?
I mean, like what, 30 years? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm older, so like I've been rhyming since I started rhyming when I was 10. I'm in my 40s, right? So I started rhyming when I was 10, freestyling off the top of my head, just kind of playing around, just, you know, because rappers out there. Yeah. Like that was, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then it was like Nas, Illmatic. It was pretty much any album that came out in 93 and 94 put the battery in my pack.
Okay.
It was really Nas, Illmatic, but before that, you know, it was Wu-Tang, it was the Biggie album, like all Ready to Die, like anything that came out 93, 94 to 95 is what put the battery in my pack to really to really take it like seriously. By the time I was 15 and Biggie was out with like Life After Death, I was doing demos. I was trying to intern. I was going all over the place, just trying to get heard, battle rapping on street corners, you know, just really from the mud, out of the culture type shit. You know what I mean? So like that's what I'm prone to. That's what I know. That's what I love. And then you get older, life happens. You're trying to be a rap star. You recognize the industry is not exactly what you thought it was.
Exactly.
And then you just try to itch out a path. You know what I'm saying? What's cool about, I think, the era that we come from, this is an assumption in terms of
we in the same age bracket. We come from the same era, my man.
So what's so amazing about us is that not only did we see the growth of the culture, like we were listening to it before it became $1 billion industry. Then it became $1 billion industry, and we seen how that changed it. We seen the Jiggy era. We seen the neo soul era. We seen the mixtape era, the blog era. You know what I'm saying? Like we seen all these eras that now are talked about in hindsight, but we was there. We was outside. We was in one way or another putting in work to try to contribute to the culture. You know what I mean? So like I think that now as an adult doing this, we rap and we create, especially at least for me, I rap and I create from a very informed place, right? From a very like multi-generational, I've seen this grow. I know what could be effective and I know what I like type of approach. So that's what we do. You know what I'm saying? Like, so having seen it grow from where it is and having been given all the things that hip hop has offered, you know what it is that you want. And you more particularly, you know what it is, what you want to do and how you want to contribute. So I think that experience has helped artists like you and me and anybody in our ilk to really fine tune what it is that we want to do. And there's still a lane for what it is that we do want to do, which is functional, classic, traditional hip hop. They're not trying to call it like adult contemporary hip hop, but I just think it's just real hip hop. Like, real hip hop is almost a cliche term nowadays because when you say it, people almost feel attacked. If they're doing trap, if they're doing drill, if they're doing something off the beaten path, when you say, yo, I'm bringing the real hip hop, they almost feel away. But what I'm speaking to when I say it is a sound, but more particularly a feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like a feeling, like, you know, whatever artist you love, or even with underground, above the ground, you know what it was when you saw or heard them for the first time. You know what it was to have listened to their album or their first song or whatever, and the feeling you got when you heard a brand new artist, brand new perspective in the medium that you love, that's what did it for us. So I'm out here just trying to give people that emotion.
Exactly. She said, you know, it grows so much when Trump coming out to 50 Cent. Listen, this thing is worldwide, man. Like this, for it to be a genre that they said wouldn't last 10 years, this shit owns the world now, man.
Yo, they thought we was gonna go out like a fidget spinner. Remember the fidget little fat? Like, that's what they thought. So like here we are 50 years later, they don't know what to do with us. The problem is we don't know what to do with ourselves. You know what I'm saying? In one way or another. But to that point, it's like you now have rappers in the position of getting bags from political parties to spread the message. That speaks to our power. The problem is that we selling our power for pennies. You know what I'm saying? When rapper so-and-so and rapper so-and-so getting a quick bag just to advocate for a politician, and they don't really know their policies, more particularly, they don't know how their policies on the broader scheme is going to impact or adversely impact the communities they come from. We just kind of lost. But you know what I'm saying? So it's just, we in a space now, we just got to remember what our power is and start organizing to really make change.
Because you think if it wasn't for this hip-hop genre, this hip-hop culture, we own and pretty much push forward the whole entertainment culture. TV, commercials, fast food, clothing. That's everywhere, man. I listen, as a young boy growing up watching this, and I come from the era when they wouldn't play this music they would only play this music at nighttime, like at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Nighttime on a Friday.
Then you go on a Friday, no primetime air slots. You might, you know what I'm saying? You might catch a Michael Jackson, you might catch a Luther Vandross, but at 3 o'clock in the morning, you would catch a LL I'm Bad, or you'll catch a Run DMC, you know what I'm saying? So to see it come from that is phenomenal, man. It's just phenomenal. So I want to talk to you about the album that I heard. You got Royce the 5'9" on there. You got Raekwon. I'm not Raekwon. You got Ghostface on there.
Yes, sir.
Do you have a relationship with these people? Like, how did you get these features?
It's a long time coming, right? Like, you know, I used to spend a couple years like in the 8 Mile era. I spent a couple years in Detroit.
Right.
I was working in the same studio around the same people as Royce. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's people who know people and developing and cultivating those relationships, and then having the record ready, like knowing like, oh, I want them on this particular record. Same thing with the Ghostface show. Like the first time I met Ghostface, I did a show out here in the Bay Area in Berkeley. It was the UC Berkeley Theater. At the time, it was the largest show I did. I think there was like 1,300 in the building. Like that was the largest, you know. And after I did my set, I was called back out on stage to do ODB's verse in Protect Your Neck.
Wow.
With Ghostface on one side, Raekwon on the other side.
That's dope.
Right?
Yeah.
So like that was a monumental moment. What's so crazy about it that literally a month later, I was called by Killer Priest, pulled me on stage to do the same thing again at another Ghostface show.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And then at that point, I was able to build with them and like really just like establish some level of a relationship. He, you know, we're not best friends. Like, you know, it's artists just in passing. You cultivate these relationships. I think for me, more than anything else, aside from me being a hip hop artist and a rapper, I'm a producer.
Right.
So when I'm crafting an experience and I'm crafting a record, I can hear certain people on it, and I know exactly, yo, this is the record to be to. You know, anytime you develop a relationship with an artist, no matter how close or far, there's a moment where you know to call in the favor.
Yeah.
So for this particular album, I said, I'm going to call in the favors. I'm going to call in the favors to whoever I know who knows Sean Price, whoever I know who knows Royce, whoever I know who knows Ghostface, you know what I'm saying? And see what I can do to get these verses. You know, it would be great if we could get the budget for like a visual, but, you know, people spend bread and, you know, I'm doing it on a limited budget, but that is still, I wanted to make a statement. And my statement is, I'm a rapper who respects lyrics, respects the older generations that did it. And I'm making the argument, or I'm submitting that I can in one way or another hold my own with these lyrical titans.
Yeah.
So that was
your network. Your network is your net worth. Your network is your net worth. That's for sure. That's for sure.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a matter of developing the relationships and knowing when to pull the trigger. I think a lot of artists all too often they'll meet somebody and then they just get overzealous and they're like, yo, let's work. Let's be in the studio. Or they do the goofy shit where they take the picture and they want to say in the caption, we working, and it's like, bro, I just met you.
Ain't doing shit. Ain't doing nothing.
So
ain't doing nothing.
We get into that overzealous mentality, trying to get the look as opposed to like literally being intentional about where, you know what I'm saying? Like the first time I met Ghostface, this is 2017 or 2018.
Okay.
Right? This is after 30 some odd years of listening to Wu-Tang. Right? And we just put out the song 2024. So that's 8 years of knowing you know what I'm saying? Without asking, without just I see you, you see me. Now it's go time.
So what about the Sean Price feature now? Did you get that before he passed or after he passed?
I got it after he passed. So it's a posthumous verse, right? And you got you know what I'm saying? For me, it was two-pronged because I got it from somebody. Like I said, I needed Sean Price. They told me they had it. I said, I need to get that. Just to make sure it was cool, I went to two people. I went to his wife, Bernadette. I had seen her at some event. Spoke to her, let her know I had the verse. And then my man, Rusty Jukes. Shout out to Rusty Jukes. He was like Sean Price's protege. Coincidentally, I've known Rusty Jukes since I was 13. Actually, 16. Right? So we reconnected. And again, it's just like giving them a nod, like letting them know, yo, I got this verse. I know y'all, you know what I'm saying? These are his peoples. So it's appropriate for me to just like make sure I got their blessing and we good and the business is taken care of. But just to get the nod and like it's good, that helped me. You know what I'm saying? But then it's my choice to say, all right, I'm gonna take that verse and I'm gonna take the Royce verse, I'm gonna put them on the same record.
Gotcha.
Right? Like
gotcha.
Let's put two different records tonight. Let's do it on the same record. And I think it would be dope for me to have a posse cut with these two of my favorite MCs.
You utilizing everything that you can get, you know what I'm saying, out of that one time. I get that. Now, for the Unlearn the World LLC, is that your record label or is that like your stage label? Like, do you put a record out under that?
So it's my artist name.
Okay.
It's my imprint.
That's what I was getting at. Yeah.
Right? Exactly. I got it. So it's like, you know, I mean, it's more of a mission statement than an artist name. Like you don't think of like seeing just a rapper. You just think, oh, that's a cool term. Somebody. It became my name. I got it from my favorite movie being Higher Learning. Right.
Okay.
So if you know the movie Higher Learning, it got Ice Cube. It got Busta Rhymes.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
My artist persona, Lawrence Fishburne. My artist persona is literally wrapped up in the personalities in that movie. If you if you really watch my lyrics, my talking, my mannerisms, you'll see a lot of how I am from that movie. Because when I watched that movie, I was so young. It just it really inspired me. So at the end of the movie, in big bright red letters, it says "Unlearn." Right, so I thought that was a really profound word.
Yeah.
And then the song that made me want to rap, like take rapping seriously, was "The World Is Yours" by Nas.
Okay, got you.
So I put them together.
Yeah, I got
created an artist name for myself, but it's more like a mission statement. It's a constant reminder, like for me personally, or anybody who listens, to break the conditioning. Like the world tells you so much about you and who you're supposed to be as a black man, who you're supposed to be as a rapper or a kid from the hood. There's so many expectations and I think like constructs that are given to you that at a certain point they no longer serve you. So at a certain point you got to start breaking through it, but you can only break through it by stopping the whatever you've been working on, whatever bad habits you have that are no longer serving you. You got to literally unlearn them. So that's kind of like the mission in all of my projects, and everything I do is to like chronicle how I'm treating the shit that I need to unlearn versus whatever else is going on.
But I tell you that name, your name stopped me, and when I seen it, I said, "Unlearn the world. Let me see what this is about." It's you know what I'm saying? It sparks curiosity. Because it definitely sparked my curiosity. You know what I'm saying? And then when I went to your page and I went down and I looked and I said, "Oh, he's more real MC." Like, you know what I'm saying? And then I went and I said, "That's why let me holler at him real quick." You know what I'm saying? To see
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I love stories like that, because that's how I want people to organically discover who I am. They're provoked in one level or another by the name, and then they go down the rabbit hole and they're like, "Oh, he a real dude." Like, you know what I mean? So I appreciate that.
There you go. So the concert that you did on July 16th with Talib, Skyzoo, man, you was on the bill with Skyzoo?
Yes, sir. That's my guy. Like, we went on tour last year. We got a record called from my last album called Crowns. We got a record called One Day Is Today.
Hey, man, you spitting with some heavy hitters, man. Like if anybody don't know, to be spitting with Skyzoo, you gotta be nice. To spit with Talib, you gotta be nice. Like, man, some heavy hitters.
You know what I'm saying? It's a badge of honor. It's a privilege. Skyzoo is he's like one of the most genuine people I've ever met in this game. We went on tour together. We kicked it a lot when we was working on the song, and we worked on the music video and all of that. So he's just like, overall, but what's crazy about it is like, I'm a Skyzoo fan.
Okay.
My kids know his lyrics word for word. I know lyrics word for word. I'm on tour with the God and I'm bugging out. Like, I just see him on stage. He could do the same song every night, and I'm front center like, yo, this is, you know what I mean? So to be in rooms with like those kind of people, like it's a badge of honor for me in terms of just like, all right, I've done enough in my career to be in these spaces. That's number one. But just to get the respect, just to treat like these people like comrades in the same thing, you know what I'm saying? Same thing with Talib. I've performed with Talib a couple times. First time he never saw my performance. And it was like an awkward interaction after the fact because he was tired. I'm trying to do the goofy shit and ask him for pictures, and it's like not time for it. You know what I mean? Second time he come to me like, yo, those balls are incredible. Like, he comes to me like, you know what I mean? So it's just 180, different environment, different time, different introduction, and then you just get a different mode. But that's I represent what I like to call true school hip hop. So when I'm on stages with people, it got to be people who represent that. Right, I did a tour in the UK with Jizza from Wu-Tang. Right, we did all of the UK. We did Glasgow, Scotland. We did London, and then we did Manchester, England. We did 5 nights. Every show sold out, 1,000 cap venues. You know what I'm saying? The biggest opportunity I ever got as an MC to tour, and we tore it down. Right, and it wasn't one of those things where it's me and hella other rappers on the bill. It's literally me, then Jizza. Right, and the Jizza crowd really fucks with whatever it is that I'm doing. Like, you know what I'm saying? So just like, it for me, it confirms you do traditional true school hip hop. There's still an audience for that, and you just got to double down on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't make no sense for me to try to create a pop hit. You know what I'm saying? Something dope.
Don't fix it. If it ain't broke, then don't fix it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, how did you come about the tours? Like, did you just like know somebody, and you just looked up right place at the right time, or How did the tours come about?
Again, no different than the features. It's relationships, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I've done enough shows to know the talent buyers. And here's my approach. Like, I'll let people know my approach. My approach is, you open up for a big name artist, it's not about the artist. It's about the manager. It's about who booked them. Those are the people you need to know, and more particularly need to know you,
right,
for them to give you the opportunity. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Right. It helps when you have a budget and you can like have the merch ready and have like, there's no point in you doing a show for 500 people if you don't got nothing to sell.
There you go.
You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. A lot of people, and all too often MCs in our thing, are duped and duped by the look. Oh, you get to do this, you get to be on, but it's like, well, where's the business? Like on the other side of this, how am I gonna get money so I can put it into the next project that I'm working on? So unless you have merch, unless you're ready with a project, unless you're ready to go, then those bigger opportunities, you may want to sit on them and wait on them until they seem right, until it makes sense. But it's about building the relationship with the talent buyers, with the promoters, whoever, you know what I'm saying, whoever's booking the show itself. If you have a relationship, see if you could get on the bill. You know what I mean? I'll give an example of this. So I did you know what I'm saying, and a lot of rappers don't like doing these pay-to-play shows, right? The problem is you pay a nigga however much money, 500, whatever, you got to sell tickets to some crazy thing. You're on the bill for like 8 minutes with 30 other artists, and it don't, you know what I mean? Yeah. But there are other people who they shorten it, they make it shorter, they make it a little bit more professional. I did one of those shows I opened for Jay Electronica.
Right? Wow, didn't you? Okay.
So
okay.
I bet on myself. I'm saying like, yo, Jay Electronica and what I do are like this, right? In terms of, so this would be a good opportunity for me to gain an audience, right? So I spent the bread. I had the best performance that night as confessed by the promoter themselves, right? So I show up and I did my numbers. I sold my tickets. I actually made money back. So now I'm establishing I do good business. Okay. If I'm going to put up the money, I'm going to make sure that it puts money in your pocket, puts money back in my pocket. Nobody takes a loss, and I'm dumb nice. Right. I'm dope at what I do. Right. That relationship and that one show allowed me to then get booked for other shows without having to pay.
There you go.
Same promoter. There
you go.
That's his model.
Yeah.
But now he's calling me when Rakim's in town. I get the call.
There you go.
Right. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? When other people are, now I'm getting the call because he know how I give it up, and he knows I can get busy, and he know I'm a promoter, and people are gonna come out, people are gonna buy their tickets. Like, so when they know that, and you have that level of trust equity with a promoter, any show they do that fits in your bag,
they're gonna call you.
You're gonna get on that show.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So when you replicate that model in every market you want to be in, like I'm based in the Bay Area, but I'm a New York artist. So I know when there's a New York show that I want to do, maybe I'll go to New York and do that show there. LA, just 6 hours from me. So I can go to LA. I know my LA folks. I get busy up there. Maybe I want to go to Seattle or Portland or other places where I know hip hop, like my kind of hip hop thrives. I start to see who are the promoters there. You just got to do your research. And then when the opportunity comes, you got to show up. You got to show them that you know what I'm saying? You got to show them
that's
what you're doing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what's up. So your influences as an MC, as an early days, you said Nas. Anybody else?
Biggie. I'll be like, just, you know, like Biggie, Wu-Tang. Like, I mean, these are the classics, right? Like, these are the Mount Rushmores. But then on the low, then you have like J. Cole, right?
There you go.
J. Cole, Joel Ortiz, Crooked Eye, Joe Budden.
The whole
like
Slaughterhouse.
Music Joe.
The whole Slaughterhouse.
All the Slaughterhouse. You know what I'm saying? But I was a big Joe Budden fan. I was just telling my girl the other day, like, I was a mood music fan.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. So with that being said, people always say that Joe Budden is the weakest link of Slaughterhouse. I know you heard this before. I know you heard it. So I want to say this. He did a 3-part series of an album called The Love. But No Love, Love Lost, No Love, and something else. Those were the best 3 series from Joe Budden's that I ever heard that made me really start looking at his music and listen to him. I mean, I listened to the Pump It Up and all that shit, but that was all party shit. You know But that trilogy was phenomenal. Okay? So I don't think there is no weak link in Slaughterhouse at all. All the brothers do. All of them do. They all do.
first of all, they all go crazy. I 100% agree with you. I think where people make that distinction is because, for me personally, being familiar with all their catalogs, aside from Royce, because Royce is an alien, like true blue.
He different.
At the height of Slaughterhouse, right? I would argue that Joe Budden may not have been the best lyrical miracle type rapper in the group, but he was the best songwriter. The music on his own and the narratives he's able to give, the vocabulary, the stories he's weaving, the metaphors he's using are just more digestible. I can listen to an entire Joe Budden project more than I would be able to listen to a Crooked Eye project. But you put Crooked Eye on I-95, LA Leakers, I'm glued to what he's about to do. Right? So, like, I think he was a necessary part of that group for that state. Because he's the disruptor who is also musically inclined. So he can guide whatever is going on collaboratively in one way or another that I think would be helpful. But I'm a student of all of those guys. Anybody who was in the blog era, I'm a student of Wale, J. Cole when he was in his mixtape era, Lil Wayne in his mixtape era. Like, these are all people I just draw inspiration from to one degree or another.
What about Stalley? You like Stalley?
I like Stalley. I think the last project I heard with him was him and Apollo Brown. I'm a huge Apollo Brown fan. Stalley is crazy.
Stalley dope.
Like, you know what I'm saying? All of them. Like, that's, Mellow Music Group. Anybody on Mellow Music Group? Smith, Quell, Chris. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got, like, it's really dope MCs out here. People always talk about, like, hip hop is dead or it's not.
You got to know where to find them at. You got to go find them. You got to find them. Like, you like Currency? You like Currency?
Currency, yeah. I opened up for him. Where was I? I was in Seattle.
Okay.
For him. Hella cool. Him and Buddy.
Okay.
From LA.
Okay.
Right? They did thing, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I was gonna go on tour. I was actually gonna go on tour with Currency in Texas.
Okay.
Do like a 3-day run. It was him and Stove God, and then I was gonna be on it.
Stove God, he dope.
It didn't work out. Stove God had one of the best albums during the pandemic. That shit saved my life. You know what I mean? I want new music from him. Like, I'm down for it. But, there's a lot of real dope hip hop out there.
You just gotta find it. So what do you categorize yourself as? I know an MC first and foremost. I know that. But do you answer to the conscious rapper? Do you answer to the positive rapper? Like, or is this all around MC? You gotta ask that question. You know what I'm saying? Because you know that you're in the box.
Of course. You know what I'm saying? I laugh at it because I literally just posted something on my page. I was interviewing with a podcast. It was called the Cuts Podcast in New York. But I was saying how Genius put out a list of conscious rappers, and I take exception to even the term conscious rap because I think that hip hop is already conscious music. Right. It's we're no longer doing soul. We're no longer doing R&B as much. Hip hop is conscious music from its inception. From like Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5, Broken Glass Everywhere. That's conscious music. So to even make a list or to even say conscious rap, it's like you're dismissing the fact that the genre itself is reflecting conscious and the times of the people. And all the other things that we are attracted to within the culture used to be on the fringe. And now the music industry has put it center stage because it's so easy to reproduce and it makes the most money and it's so vapid and there's no agenda being promoted. Right. And because there's no agenda being promoted, there's no way to alienate an audience. The reason why corporations don't value conscious hip hop is because it activates an audience to think, and they don't want you thinking, right? There's no incentive for corporations to big up conscious, quote unquote, hip hop artists during an election year. There's really, you know what I'm saying? They'll have you get on stage. They'll have a Lil Pump get on stage with Trump. They'll have they'll have Meg Thee Stallion with Kamala Harris and whoever.
There you go.
But rapping about it, getting top 40 records where you talking about some shit. We're not trying to do all that.
You know what? You know what would have been phenomenal?
What's that?
And I said back and I looked at it. Instead of her having Meg Thee Stallion, if PE would have came out there, would have blew their minds, cuz it would have blew their minds. You feel what I'm saying?
And that's a brilliant idea. The reason why is because it's hip hop. It just the idea of it still speaks to a younger audience.
Exactly.
But having a group like a Public Enemy speaks to a specific tone. It speaks to a specific hip hop demographic, which is 35 and up, who remember Chuck D and Flavor Flav and all of that. It activates the right thing. Like, I think you're 100% right. They should have let you curate it, bro. You know what I'm saying? You would have gotten it right.
Bro. Yeah, I was sitting back thinking like, yo, they did it all wrong, man. If you wanted to get, her voters would have went up 100%, man. Like, she already in the running, but I'm saying just to have that type of atmosphere come out, it would have blew them out the water. It definitely would have blew them out the water. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. But to answer your question about whether or not I consider myself a hip hop artist. When I get titles or when people ask me, I'm a hip hop artist. Artists can mean a lot of different things.
Right.
But what I represent at my core is hip hop. You got hip hop artists who don't even acknowledge hip hop, number one. You got rappers who don't even like saying they're rappers. Right? The new wave is to do things without showing any effort or care. So you got rappers who kill it. I'm not a rapper though.
And it's crazy because
who like, I don't do hip hop. It's like, what?
There is a difference. You need to know that there is a difference between an MC and a rapper. Like, I don't understand. Like, somebody be like, "Are you a rapper?" No, I will correct you real quick, fast, in a hurry. No, that's not what I do. I'm an MC first and foremost. This there's a difference, and if you don't understand, I will break it down for you so you will ever be broke. So you would definitely understand what I'm talking about here. You know what I'm saying?
Or you just get on stage and you pop out and show niggas.
There you go. There you go. So on this segment of the show, we do something called With Who, By Who. So I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
If you had the number one feature that you wanted to do, produced by who, produced by somebody, and featuring somebody, any producer and any other MC, who would it be? Dead or alive?
Dead or alive. Okay.
Yeah.
Me and Conway on a Kanye West beat.
That's dope. That's dope.
Conway on a Kanye West beat. I got to think about who I would want to put on the hook. It can't be it got to be somebody really dope on the hook.
Yeah.
I would have to get back to you on exactly. Maybe Jasmine Sullivan. It had to be something super soulful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But Kanye, I think Kanye's production style, which I'm a student of, he can give us something that's a little more up-tempo.
Right.
Which I would want to hear from a Conway, because I've already heard what he does. He does like 82 to 88 BPM. I want something around 92. To just give him something extra. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm good in that pocket. I'm good in 88 to 92 BPMs.
I heard your range, bro. I listened to you out. I heard your range. I heard it already. I said, oh, he everywhere. Like you said, he go anywhere. Yeah. Sure. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Just to make it some real hip hop shit that got motion to it, it would be something like that. I would want Kanye to produce it. I would want Conway on it. I would do it, and then we would get somebody melodic on the hook, something catchy but something still soulful. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So like Jasmine Sullivan, I think it would be epic.
That would be definitely a dope feature to have Jasmine Sullivan on there. That Jasmine Sullivan, man, she's something different, cuz.
For real.
She is something different, man.
Exactly. Yeah. And if not, something definitely would kill a mic. Anything would kill a mic.
Anything would kill a mic.
You know what I'm saying? On an Apollo Brown beat, maybe. Like, this is A&R brain. This is, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is like, you got to be your own A&R. So when I get those kind of scenarios, it allows me to dream big. Like, yo, I might could in a couple years get something like that, right? Like,
man, listen, that would be epic, cuz for the next project, if you can pull that off, that would be definitely totally epic, cuz for real.
It's something to keep in mind.
Keep that in mind, cuz definitely. And when it happened, I'm gonna congratulate you in advance. If the shit gonna happen, I'm gonna be like, yo, we was on the show and he said this thing gonna happen, man.
I'll use this as marketing to it. This thing right here.
Absolutely. And also, you got Benny the Butcher on your joint. When I see that, I was like, ew, okay, that's where he going with it. You know what I'm saying?
And he laced me. That verse was crazy. Like, it was really like, you know what I mean? Like, every verse I got for my album was a verse that was very impressive, and I loved it, and I was grateful. And it gave me the energy, the battery in my pack to like, all right, I got to show the fuck up, right?
Because you
can't be an artist in my position, and people look, and then they're like, how's this gonna sound?
Yeah.
I don't really know bro like that. I really know how these guys give it
Yeah.
up. How's this gonna sound? And then I always love the fact that people are impressed with the way I'm coming on it, with the way that the features are coming on it, and it just works.
You got a song on your album called Something Flowers. That's a crazy word.
Murakami Flowers. Yeah.
That song is so fucking dope. I listened to that shit like 4 times
I
today, cuz.
appreciate it.
I
It's one of
said,
my
yo,
favorite records.
the hook is in the pocket, what you saying is in the pocket, the melody's in the pocket. I said, yo, this shit is crazy.
Thank
Your
you.
album dope, man. It is definitely dope, man.
I made that beat myself.
Did
That was like one of the very I made like maybe I think I did 3 beats on this entire project. Most of the project was done by Track Pros. They out of Philly. They've done shit for Meek Mill, Conway, a bunch of people. But this particular song, Murakami Flowers, I made the beat just fucking around. I'm in the studio, literally finding a loop, playing around with it. I made it, and then I started writing to it, and it was done immediately.
I'm gonna say this to you, bro. That need to be a video and a single, cuz. No bullshit.
It's on the way.
Turn left.
It's on the way.
Listen, I know what I'm talking about, my man. I'm trying to tell you, that's the one.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
the fucking one right
See,
here.
your curated bag. Your curate. I'm giving you thumbs up on your curated bag, yo. Like
I appreciate you. Yeah, that's definitely, no doubt. So I had another question for you. Hold on, I'm on ahead and reading off the computer. Hold on.
Yeah.
So hold on. Your trip to Asia.
Yes.
How did that come about?
Well, in addition to me being a rapper, I'm very blessed to be the executive director of a hip hop nonprofit out here in Oakland called Hip Hop for Change. So what we do is we go to schools, in school, after school, as well as like outside of the school surroundings, and we teach kids the history of hip hop. But we're not only teaching them the history, we're teaching them all the elements, like really bringing the culture to a generation who is disconnected from it. They identify with hip hop music, they identify with hip hop fashion, style, slang, talk, but they don't know how it started. So we're going into, and my argument has always been, if you are informed or if you are educated in the way that hip hop starts and the why of it all, it changes the way you create. So it's one thing for us to be as hip hop heads or as elder statesmen to continue to complain about, you know, the misogyny, the violence, the things, all this, that, and the third. It's a different thing to recognize the opportunity areas or the problem areas within the culture and say, okay, for the next 15 years, we want to hear something different. We need to teach the kids something different.
There you go.
They need to know about Cool Herc, and they need to know about what happened in the 80s and the 90s and like these different eras and all of that. So if you're teaching the history of hip hop, it changes the way that these kids come and create. So over the last 10 years, we've been a hip hop nonprofit. Not only are we serving kids in schools, but we're giving local artists the opportunity to not only perform at events and get paid for them, but to also be mentors in their own community. So they're getting trained. I'm training other artists to go to schools, teach what they know. If you are a graffiti artist, you're going to teach a graffiti class and do all of that. If you're an MC, like and so, and the same thing. Yeah.
We're going to talk. We're going to talk after this, bro. We're going to talk after this. Montana Black, what's up? We definitely going to talk after this because, like, I'm from Philly. So we need more. Yeah, I'm from Philly. We need more of that here. And I am more than willing to, you know what I'm saying? And, like, we going to rap. You feel what I'm saying?
Let's make it happen. Like, Absolutely. We've been doing a lot of work here in the Bay Area. We just expanded to an LA team, but my dream and my goal is like, this is a proof of concept that can go national.
You ain't never lied.
We should be in every single major city doing this kind of work with MCs on the ground there. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing for me to be in New York and then go to Houston and try to teach kids hip hop in Houston. It's another thing for me to train the dude from Houston to do this in Houston. And get a team together, right? And then have it put together. So I had done a lecture at Harvard 2 years ago. I met these cool brothers there. It was a hip hop conference at Harvard. Met these two dope brothers there. They go by the name of Lo-Fi Language Learning. They're another nonprofit. They're based in Asia. They use hip hop as a way to like teach English.
Really?
From what I understand. So we linked up and they said, look, we just got some grant money to bring out you and your team and some kids that you're teaching to come out here to do cultural exchange, to work with Taiwanese artists, to be in the studio, but then to ultimately do a show. So, you know, I'm bringing myself, my educator team. We're bringing 2 of our standout participants from our programs. One's a producer, the other one's a rapper, as well as a videographer. And we're just going to be out there for about 8-9 days, just touring around Taiwan, working with artists out there,
Yeah,
taking
that's
in the
cool.
sites, recording content, and then it's all culminating in a really dope hip hop show on the 17th. And we're gonna get people out there and like, I mean, I spoke to the people yesterday. They said that the venue only holds 200 people, and we already got like 160 RSVPs.
Oh wow,
Right.
that's
So
cool,
and
man. Yeah, let's go.
we just under 2 weeks out. So the hope is that it sells out. It's a packed
Mm-hmm.
audience. It looks good. We get well received out there in Taiwan. This is my first Asian trip, so I'm really like I'm just hyped to be just doing it in the name of hip hop.
So when is it? When is the actual show? When is it? When you actually going over there?
The actual show is August 17th. We leave for the week August 10th. So I'm there from the 10th to the 19th.
Hey man,
just getting it in, linking with people, doing all the things.
congratulations on that, man. That's big up, man. That's congratulations on that for
Thanks.
sure,
It means
no
a lot.
doubt.
But
That's
yeah,
dope.
nah, hip hop in Taiwan, who'd have knew? You know
Who
what
would
I'm
have
saying?
thought
Like,
it? G? Who would have thunk it? You know what I'm saying? Like real
yeah.
talk, real talk. Hey, I want to thank everybody for getting on this live tonight. This live popping, a lot of people getting on and off, man. I appreciate
Exactly. I see
everybody
my man
getting on this
Seven the
joint.
Panther in there. My
What
man
up?
Seven the Panther. He
That's
rocking.
what's
He a dope
up.
MC too. North
Oh,
Carolina in the house.
okay.
You know
Okay,
what I mean?
everybody that like the show, please follow and share. You know what I'm saying? So, are you working on any other projects with anybody else as of now?
Right now I'm working on a project with this dude by the name of Buck Roll Beats. I think he's based out of Europe. He did the record Streets Get Fed on my album, The God That Sins.
Okay.
I'm about to release the deluxe for The God That Sins with more
Wow.
tracks, more
Okay.
features. I got a record with Absol. I got a record with Papoose.
Yeah.
I got a record with Dizzy Wright. So we recorded these over the last maybe year or so. So I got these records. I got 3-4 more records by myself.
Okay.
We're adding that to whatever we put out with The God That Sins, repackaging it. So new artwork, new just art design, all of those things. Trying to put that out within the next month. And then I'm working on a project specifically with my man Buck Roll and a bunch of other producers to just, level up, do more, try to get more features, try to just do things that are a little bit, I don't want to say more accessible, because that seems like I'm going mainstream. It just means like bringing just more art into the fold, bringing in musicians, bringing in like bigger budget type of shit, like see what we can do, on some classic hip hop, but also like bringing in other elements of creativity and all those, and let's see where we're looking at in terms of distribution, in terms of marketing, in terms of like who's willing to sign on to the project and really rep for us and do the thing. So yeah, I'm putting all of that together right now. I like to record as much as possible. Like that's one thing. Like I'm always recording. I'm always in the lab. I literally, because I work for this nonprofit, we built a studio. We spent $80, even easy $90,000 on a studio. So it's like I might as well use it.
That's dope. That's
right.
dope.
You know what I'm saying? Like in addition to like we bring in kids 24 and under, they get to record in here for free.
That's what's up.
On Wednesdays. We go to Writers Camp Wednesday, so kids can come in here for free. I still work within the music industry, so I produce myself, so I'm always submitting beats for placement consideration, for sync placement, all of that. We're running workshops, so a lot more hip hop education work. I'm gonna still do that and still scale that up, make that bigger. But then in terms of music, I'm always recording. So I'm gonna put together another project. Hopefully before the end of the year, we can get this last project out.
Hey, well, I want to say this: if you do a remix for that flower joint, man, consider me on the remix, cuz. And if you ever need an MC, you ever need bars, holla at me. I'm there, free of charge, cuz. I just want to be, I'm saying, in the mix with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we'll talk.
Send me your music. Actually, while we're speaking about it, we're about to launch a 24/7 radio network, right? Hip Hop for Change Radio. So we're gonna just have it on the internet. We're streaming 24/7. We're going to have artists curate their own playlist in terms of artists they like and local artists that they want to give exposure to. So send me your music so we can get you that run. You know what I'm saying?
Say less.
And for any artist on the thing right now, make sure y'all send me your music as well, and then make sure y'all music is registered on Sound Exchange, because anytime we play it on the internet, y'all can get royalties from us playing it on the internet.
Say less.
That's what a lot of MCs don't know. You got so many like internet radio stations playing local MCs and like underground independent hip hop, but if y'all business ain't right, y'all ain't getting money for the things.
No
you know
money.
What I'm saying?
No
you
money.
Be getting played on 50 different internet radio stations and not see a dime if your music ain't registered. So make sure y'all music is registered.
That's what's up. So listen, tell the people where they can get at you at. I'm saying all platforms. Tell them where they can get the music at, all that shit. Tell them.
Indeed. The God That Sings in your phone right now, all streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, if that even exists anymore. It's like all the things, right?
Right.
YouTube, all of that. We got the Divine Deluxe Edition dropping very soon. Features from Absol, Papoose, Dizzy Wright. We already got Benny. We already got Ghost. We already got Sean Price. We already got Royce the 5'9". Be on the lookout for that. And then more and more music. I think I don't even want to release the title of my next album, so I'm gonna sit on that. But
you already got the title. You already got the title for your next joint.
Got the title. I'm like 5 songs deep
in
the section already.
That's
Like we're already, you know what I'm saying? Like we're just gonna turn it out. But yeah, follow me on Instagram, Unlearn the World. All of my music is Unlearn the World. Everything on my platforms is Unlearn the World. Murakami Flowers video coming soon. All of the things.
That's what's up. Hey man, listen, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show tonight. You know what I'm saying? For blessing me with your presence. You know what I'm saying? Like when I reached out to you, you hit me right back. I appreciate that. You said you leaving the 17th, the 10th to the 17th. I'm gonna get at you after that. You know what I'm saying? You time to get back in your zone. We gonna hook up. We gonna link up. I appreciate you. One love, man. I appreciate you for coming out tonight.
Appreciate you.
All right, man.
Salute. Peace, y'all.
Salute. All right, peace.